This time we have our prayer by Mr. Brewer.
Dear Lord Jesus, we just want to thank you and praise you for your love, your mercy, and your many blessings, dear Lord. I ask that you encamp your angels around our schools and staff and keep them safe, dear Lord. And bless this meeting tonight, dear Lord. Help us to find answers to the questions that we need to find answers to, and have a good and safe meeting. In your wonderful name we pray. Amen.
Now stand for the pledge. Ms. Hassel.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now ask for approval of the agenda. Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve the agenda? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Citizens' comments. We have no one signed up tonight, so we'll forego that part of the agenda. Consent items, minutes, July 11th, 2022 regular meeting. Motion second. Discussion on that. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to the reports and presentations. The next regular Darlington County Board of Education meeting is scheduled for September 12th, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the board training room here at Darlington. And the next Darlington County Board of Education work session is scheduled for August 22nd, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the board training room. Quarterly reports, minority vendors, emergency procurement, sole source procurement. Any questions on any of those? Budget report, federal funds report. Any questions there? Ms. Renee, anything on there?
No, on the budget report, we tagged it draft pending year-end adjustments. So, this won't be the final one. We'll reissue it once all the audit adjustments and everything for year-end goes through. But this is just the draft.
Okay. Moving on to policies. JICAR, student dress, articles, and displays. This is for first reading. We do have another one, BFFR, naming facilities. This is for first reading also. If you want to take both together, we can take them separately.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion we accept first reading on both of them.
Second. Okay. Discussion? You want to say anything on those?
No, the student dress code is a continuation of discussions that we had actually at the board retreat, and then from there we went to a group of principals at each level that came together and came up with some suggestions, and then we also went to parents and students, so we got input from everybody. I feel like this is a step in the right direction, again, to maintain order, but at the same time have some common sense about how we're doing these things.
Any other questions, anyone?
I just have one quick one. And I don't see it anywhere. That becomes a constant thing, this fingertip rule.
Yeah, so we actually blended that this time. So it's fingertip or 2 inches above the knee.
Okay.
Because that comes, as you've heard over the years, some people, the reality is I have short legs and short arms, but somebody else may have longer arms, and so all of a sudden the fingertips is different for somebody else than it is for me. So it's between the two, 2 inches above the knee or fingertips. Trying to use a little common sense in what we're doing with this.
Because that always becomes a contentious thing, in particular for the girls.
Yes.
Okay. Questions? All in favor of the motions for naming facilities and dress code? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, moving to action items, revised 2022-23 district calendar. Ms. Autumn, you want to address that, or Dr. Newman doing that?
Sure. Well, I'll go ahead. As we discussed at our last meeting, that we had to make a change because of Election Day. And so that put us with one last professional development day. And so we waited until our employees came back 2 weeks ago and did a survey. We had approximately 763 responses. The choices were change January 2nd from a holiday to a professional development day. The second was change February 20th from a school holiday to a professional development day. And the third was add May 30th at the end of the year as a professional development day. And so overwhelmingly, draft one, which is change January 2nd from a holiday to a professional development day, was the clear vote getter. So there was 50% of the responses that we got were in favor of that. It was 2-1 over any other response that we received. So we'll actually change. Originally, we were off on the 2nd and then a PD day on the 3rd. So now our students will still be off. So our students and parents won't have to worry about that day. But it's a professional development day for the district. So we'll have 2 days in a row there when we come back from Christmas break.
I don't remember, what was the reason that we went over those 2 other days after the Christmas holiday? Just because we had extra days and that was a good place to tag it on?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay? Motion on that? Second. Discussion, any other? All in favor of that motion? Aye. Opposed? Okay. 2023-24 calendar.
Chairman Jeffers, members of the board, and our audience, again, in making sure that we are being consistent with the calendars that we put out for our parents and students, but also for employees. We realized that the original version of next year's calendar actually ended a week later than Memorial Day. And so this past year, we ended Memorial Day. This coming year, we're ending Memorial Day. So we want to make sure we stay consistent if people are trying to book vacations at the same time. So it ends Memorial Day for the 23-24. So that we basically start the same time that we're starting this year, and we'll end the same time that we're ending this year. So that way, again, parents, families, employees, it can be consistent with what they're trying to do.
I'd entertain a motion for that. Yep, okay. Any discussion on this? All good? All in favor of the motion to accept the 23-24 calendar year?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Minority Business Enterprise Utilization Plan. This is something we do every year.
It is. Chairman Jeffers, members of the board, this is something that we do on an annual basis. We are, of course, required to do a little bit more reporting on it now, but it is not, the integrity of what it's asking us to do has not changed. The requirements of what it's asking us to do has not changed. Again, this is an annual process that we go through, and this is this year's version.
Entertain a motion on this to approve it.
Make a motion we approve.
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
So this is just the plan of like what we plan to do?
Yes.
How we plan it, and
Yes.
have we done pretty good in the past of meeting the plan? How do we do against it?
Varies year to year, and you again, we're trying to again build some things in that just helps us be more organized with this process, and so the goal is to make sure that our vendors know what's available to them and what they can bid on and when they can bid on it.
Because that's what I can just imagine some of it's out of our control, right?
Very much so.
Yeah.
So the key part is, the messaging and the notifications and
Right.
the advertisement.
That we do what we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But doesn't some of that, we pick up some of that with our sole source? Or no?
There's a few of them.
You
that are
can,
sole
yeah.
source,
Sure.
but
I mean, 'cause I
basically
tend to
they're-
see a lot of
what seems like small business or minority business under that sole source.
You can,
Yeah.
and
And our new, actually, our new copier contract falls under that as well.
Mhm.
But it's just the tracking. Some people don't turn that in when they turn in the vendors information, so we're trying to do a better job of tracking that. I mean, we probably have more than we think we do.
Right, and you can't just declare yourself a minority business. I mean, you have to be registered.
Yeah.
Right, it goes
with
back by
one of
that thing.
file
that we just-
paperwork and
The
everything else.
policy that's there.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
the- Yep.
yeah.
Okay, all in favor of the motion to approve this?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Superintendent's update?
Chairman Jeffords, members of the board, and our audience. So our audience may not realize this, and certainly the board does not realize this at the moment, but we're actually utilizing YouTube to broadcast this board meeting. And so we're still doing it through Facebook, so nobody really knows there's a difference out there. But we've had some connectivity issues with Facebook over the past few months with our board meetings. We've had several interruptions and several pauses, and I think one that we didn't even get to work, if I'm not mistaken. So YouTube seems to be a more consistent platform. Again, people won't notice a difference if you go to the district website and click on View Board Meeting. You'll still go through the same process to be able to view the board meeting. You can go through your Facebook to get to it. So nothing's really changing from a portal standpoint of what you're seeing, but we are going through YouTube because of the consistency piece and the connectivity piece that we've had in the past. So wanted to let the board know that and our audience know that, and know that if you see anything going forward about YouTube, that's why. But again, you'll be able to access it the ways that you always have been able to do that. But even better business, of course, is we completed our first week of school last week. Had a great start. Our principals, teachers, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, everybody did just a great job last week of getting our kids off to a great start. And so minimal interruptions. I'm very thankful that the majority of our people were able to register before the first day of school, because as we have said, we only register at the end of the school day on the first day of school, so we can get down to instruction how we need to. And so there was very minimal interruption. And even with transportation, we had a few hiccups, but for the most part, all went well, and everybody seemed to be very pleased with the first week of school. As far as our enrollment numbers, right now we're tracking higher than last year at this point in time. Looks like maybe a couple hundred students right now. We're in day 6. We go through day 10, so we'll still track those numbers through day 10. But yeah, I'm glad to see anything more than what we had at any given time. We'd like to see an increase in enrollment if at all possible. And we are seeing that at this point as far as day 6 numbers compared to last year. And again, moving into the second week, we have all of our kindergarten students starting today, where they were staggered last week for the KRA testing. Teachers were very appreciative of that, the time to be able to really meet parents one-on-one and meet their students. But they're all in the building today, so it's a full day for 4K, 5K, and all of our other students. So again, thankful and just a great job by everybody in the district in getting us started last week. And then on another note, you've heard me talk a little bit about the Carolina Panthers organization. We were very blessed to receive a donation from them for our students in the school district. So the Carolina Panthers donated more than 4,000 backpacks and school supplies to the Darlington County School District students. We had multiple avenues to distribute those out the week before school. A lot of our schools at their back to school nights that they had, meet the teachers, they were able to distribute a lot of those. And then also several drives that we had on our school campuses as well. They were able to help distribute. So, but the next phase of that is the Panthers are actually coming to Lamar Spalding Elementary School on August the 17th. I believe that's this next Thursday.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, right. And part of their promo is they come and do a celebration for elementary students. They have the mascot for the Panthers. They have an inflatable football helmet. They have some just generate excitement and giveaways for the kids, and that will be covered by their media personnel. So that'll be a good look for the district, but more importantly, be a lot of fun for the kids. I don't know if they're bringing the quarterback or not. So I don't know if they've decided who that is, if I'm not mistaken. That's a hotly debated
Hope they're bringing
topic.
that winning quarterback.
Yes.
What time will this be?
So I believe it starts at noon, if I'm not mistaken, and lasts until 1 o'clock. So it's an hour time frame that they'll be there. But it'll be very concentrated and focused on the students. So we look
And it's
forward
gonna
to
be
that.
where?
Lamar Spalding Elementary.
We'll be
Yeah.
sending out more information.
Yes. Yep. So board members, stay tuned. We'll send that information out to you. So you will have that. There is limited seating for that event. So you will receive an update on that from me over the next few days here. So, and then also we are planning on continuing with, we offer technology up for sale in the summertime, where we had a pool of old MacBooks and then a pool of iPads as well that we offered. And it's the first time that we just said, you know what, for our employees, we're going to offer them to our employees. We sold out of the MacBooks that we had available, and we sold a large quantity of the iPads, but we still have some iPads left. And so we are wanting to turn, and again, instead of putting those out on GovDeals or an auction site, we want to be able to offer those to our communities and our employees again. So the plan will be that we'll have another messaged sale in October that will run through hopefully Thanksgiving. So for the month of November essentially is what we're looking at. And so if there's any employees that would like to purchase a used iPad, they'll be able to do that during that time. But also community members in the Darlington County School District, our community members, our parents, our guardians, any family members, they'll have access to that as long as they're available. So, and again, those are market price. Third-party vendor worked out great as far as for our employees over the summertime. So I think that will be a great way to give back instead of just putting everything out for auction and you don't know what you're going to get or when you're going to get it. So stay tuned for more information on that. And that is everything that I have on my superintendent's update.
Okay. Questions, anyone? Okay. We'll move on to board member input. Jamie, anything?
No, I just, I think y'all still working on a little request that I had about the enrollment figures and stuff like that.
I handed that to you as you
That's what
walked
that,
in.
I ain't about to look at it. I thought you were gonna address that, so,
Special to delivery.
sorry, cool, good. All right.
Okay. Richard?
Well, I can attest to the tablets. My wife wanted a newer one, and we've got one for her and all like that, and she has been very happy with it and everything. I'd also like to say congratulations to the best day ever to all the schools, and I challenge you to carry it on and have the best year ever.
Wanda?
I'm good.
None? Leanne? Lou?
Well, I'll say, last Monday, I went out to Rosenwald at the opening, when school was letting in. Great enthusiasm. Huge enthusiasm by all staff members, the mayor of Society Hill, police chief of Society Hill. Great job on their part for being there, working the students in. Miss Mason and her command team, small as it may be, as well as other staff members, they did a great job. Later on, I went to the DCIS, got to listen to Miss Cooper's orientation and pep talk. Great job on her. And then went through Kane and walked through Kane as well with Dr. Bridges later that evening. All I say is, like Richard said, keep up the enthusiasm. And it was great seeing everybody's smiling faces and high motivation first day. Let's try and keep it up throughout the whole year.
Good deal.
Just the best for everybody this year. Be glad to see you all back. And bring some folks with you.
Glad to see you here too. Okay, it's good to be back in school. I'm sure you'd like to have another week off or whatever, but good the kids are back, teachers are here, and we're ready to get going. And I think our administrators, everyone's on board. And I know we still have a few vacancies. I'm not sure exactly how many now. What, are we in the 20s now? Or
So we
what?
have 27.
27.
And just actually got you a little bit of a breakout for that too. I thought y'all would be interested to see. So we have actually 6 vacancies in our elementary schools out of all of our elementary schools. We have 10 in our middle schools and 10 in our high schools. And
Are those like math and English teachers mainly? or-
half of them are actually special education positions.
Half, especially, yeah. Those are hard to find.
Yes, they are.
They are. They're filled with certified teachers now, so we can remain compliant, but we're doing that through a third-party contractor while we look to employ certified teachers full-time. So we're compliant, but we still want to hire our own.
Right.
But 13 of our schools are fully staffed, so that's good right now. Those vacancies are spread across the 9 remaining schools.
I know we're short on bus drivers some, right?
We are.
Do we have any prospects of hiring anyone? In
Are
addition?
you interested? Because
We might be.
because anybody that talks about bus drivers, we are recruiting. So we went through this last year. We had a difficult time. We always had a shortage last year. The great thing was probably 2 days before we started school, and I asked Mr. Thomas, I said, how are we looking? Because I've read a lot, heard a lot. He said, we're actually in pretty good shape. And then a day later, he called me and said, I'm really sorry I said that to you because we had a couple issues come up. So we're short, but we are not so short that it's negatively impacting significant routes at this point in time. So they are able to do what they need to. We don't have any, like I said, significant impact at this point in time, but we need to stay that way. And we certainly would like people to come drive buses in the Darlington County School District. And we'd be glad to talk to anybody that wants to talk about that.
Right. Okay. All right. Also like to say big thanks to the Panthers for what they've done with the book bags. And look forward to having them come next week, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to personnel actions.
I move that we accept the personnel actions.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion to accept the personnel action? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, moving on to executive session. Entertain a motion for that.
I make a motion that we will go into executive session to discuss personnel matters.
Recommendation for termination, hiring, and or transfer, right?
Yeah, all that,
All that.
all that,
I'll second.
all those personnel matters.
Okay. All in favor of the motion to go into executive session?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, now go into executive session.
gotta wait for, oh, you got, oh, there you are, way back there, all right.
Okay, someone made a motion to come out of executive session, second by Luke. We're now back in open session.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion that we make. I move that we direct the administration to make a formal complaint to the State Board of Education regarding breach of contract by 2 professional employees.
I'll second
Have a second. Discussion. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Stand adjourned. Thank you. All right.